Hey there, so this is me, Andrew, in February of 2016. I'm a teacher at Newport Gardens Primary School, and thinking about the word change, I've already made a few to get to this point. This is my first year at this school, my first year as a team leader, and I've just been informed that I will be leading the mathematics curriculum PLT this year. I'd like to think that previously, without the leader tag, I showed some of those qualities and provided guidance and a voice to colleagues. But now that we've got the tag, it's expected. I must admit, it does feel a little bit different. My principal has sent myself and a team of 3 others to this Bastow Impact Program. Here at Bastow is where the seed is planted. Workshops, readings, role plays, presentations and discussions which all lead to new ideas, new skills and the development of new strategies. Things like building leadership skills, understanding emotional intelligence, best teaching practice, and of course, effective communication. We could say a virtual backpack of things to experiment and implement with when we're back at school. Before beginning anything to do with my change project, the focus was on leading self. Some of the lessons learned in topic 1 have been vital to me, not just in this project, but in all elements of my teaching. After completing and analysing the emotional intelligence test and really thinking about myself, my own perception and others' perception of myself, I took this focus and sat down with my mathematics curriculum PLT, engaging this team in identifying the need for my change project, and brainstorming an action plan began this process. There was a sense of urgency with the Victorian curriculum being implemented in 2017. So what worked well and was achieved? Dipping back into that virtual backpack and drawing upon lessons learned in topic 2 of leading teams, I became a lot more aware of the different qualities, emotions and skills that colleagues bring to a team. After these 2 days, I took some time to identify the different strengths, weaknesses and emotions of my team members in my mathematics curriculum PLT. This allowed me to better influence people in my team and get them motivated and engaged in supporting and driving this change project. Back at Bastow, the discussions and role plays around conducting difficult or genuine conversations with colleagues helped me at school. Although at times it seemed like common sense, taking the time to think about body language, time, environment, etc., when engaging in professional conversation allowed me to better develop relationships with all staff. So about halfway through this change project, I stopped and I asked myself, what's the point? Why am I leading this project? At the core of our business, and yes, teaching is a business, just ask the business manager in the office, isn't money, but student learning. The leading student learning topic really supported my drive at school in developing a whole school approach to mathematics pedagogy and best practice. Information from the principals panel and the readings were key to me in justifying our school's need to develop a consistent and whole school approach. Back at school, the readings and activities were pulled out of that virtual backpack and shared with colleagues in my curriculum PLT. At this point, we felt the need to engage all stakeholders and ensure we were staying focused on the needs of the school and student outcomes. Staff were consulted and surveyed, which also helped guide the change project. We needed to know exactly what was happening in classrooms to draw on the positives already in place and identify where the focus should be to develop this whole school approach to best practice. All pretty positive so far, right? Well, sort of, up to a point. Throughout the journey, we faced some roadblocks. You know that old saying, why change something that isn't broken? And I know you understand when I point out the fact that in every staff meeting, in every school, there's at least one teacher who will jump on the negative straight away. As well, at least one who will listen, nod, and then walk back to their classroom and continue as they were. And let's not forget that principals like to talk. In an overcrowded meeting schedule, time is limited to work as a curriculum PLT and next to no time to take a whole staff meeting. And let's not forget to mention the fact that after planning for and teaching 26 kids, reading their work, giving valuable feedback, negotiating the fallout from the lunchtime soccer match, replying to emails, making lunch for the kid who doesn't have any, and fixing the paper jam in the printer that always seems to happen to you, there's not much time left to meet as a PLT, drive whole school change, create documentation, and look like you've actually got your shit together. With the process of leading change, I've been lucky to be in an environment where I've been provided with strong support from leadership. I've been able to quickly gain stakeholders' interest and buy-in, and with the support of leadership, we're clear on that change takes a while and we have a view on the long-term goal. So let's get back to me again, November 2016. On the surface, I'm still me. I don't look too different, but change is often subtle, discreet, and under the surface. The idea of Dr. Adam Fraser's third space has resonated with me and will continue to work on finding the balance between school roles and that transition from home to school and back home again. As a leader, I feel like I've grown from my first leadership meeting where I sat pretty quietly thinking about what I'm doing here and getting 2 colleagues' names wrong. And I've definitely built my effective communication skills. In my last e-journal, I wrote down my leadership mantra as, leaders don't choose their followers, followers choose their leaders. This reminds me that a leader is only as strong as their team. So my cause at the moment is maths. Staff are on board, however a lot of work will need to be done next year to ensure that documentation is being used to support planning and all classrooms are on board. The journey has begun and we still have a long way to go, but we're well and truly on our way.